My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Speak No Evil, the 2022 movie. Now, this is a Shudder release, and I'm very mixed on them because I love the fact that they released most of their movies on physical media, but 99% of the movies are complete shite. I really like The Beach House, I enjoyed the Material Collection, I like Scale Package and Revenge, and I loved Mad God, but almost all their other movies are just completely awful. Just awful stuff. But I heard really great things about this movie, and I heard it had a really shocking ending, so did it... Okay, no, it sucks. I hated this movie. Where to begin? Well, it's about this family that meets this other family, and the other family invites this family to stay with the other family, and then things start to escalate there. Now, my biggest issue with this movie is the fact that the characters are just unforgivably stupid. You know, at first you're like, okay, you can let that slide, but the amount of actions and things said and done slid in the second half, you just pass the line of believability. Like, I don't mind stupid characters in movies because they're stupid people in real life and they need some proper representation too. But there's an acceptable line of stupid. And if you cross that line, then you lose me. And this movie crossed it for 90% of it. Like, the first half, I'll forgive it. But there's a point where they leave the house and then they come back to the house, and from everything from that point forward, I'm just like, yeah, I do not care what happened to these characters anymore. I just really don't. And it really takes me off too, because when they leave the house, the daughter's just like, oh, my toy is missing. And the parents are like, well, we can't let our daughter cry about a toy, so we have to go back. So then they go back, and then the daughter's like, oh, the toy was here all along. Like, what a bunch of contrived nonsense just to get them back to the house. Really, it takes me off. And, okay, you take a movie like Misery. Well, you've got this great story of this guy stuck in a terrible situation. And the way that movie escalates and builds tension so masterfully. What I love is that the main character is never stupid. In fact, he's very smart, but Annie Wilkes is just a few steps ahead of him. And that's what makes that movie so unnerving. Well, here it's completely reliant on the character's stupidity, so that didn't work for me. I thought the acting was very lacking. They didn't elevate these boring characters in any way. I think this movie is way too slow moving. Like, I don't mind a good slow burn, but it has to be a good slow burn, and this is a bad slow burn. So it's not just a bad movie, it's also a boring movie. So because of that, I'm going to be tougher on it. And the ending of this movie, the one that everyone says is so shocking and bleak. And is it bleak? Yeah, it is. But everything building up into that point was so contrived and so outrageous that the ending just had zero impact for me. Like, you take a movie like The Mist, and I actually hate that ending. Because, spoiler alert for The Mist, but I do not believe that Thomas Jane would kill everyone, including his son, after like 2 minutes of running out of gas. I just don't believe it. And then he kills everyone, and the mist goes away just like that? Really? And that's kind of what I felt like in this movie. It's just a bunch of contrived nonsense you don't really buy to get us to a very dark and bleak ending. And yeah, it just didn't really work for me. So I like what the movie's trying to do about telling a story about how far can you tolerate other people and just for how long can you be nice to people who probably don't deserve it, who take advantage of it, and how that can put you in some very uncomfortable circumstances. But I didn't find it to be effective at that. You know, it's just in the end a very forgettable, very dull movie that I will never watch again. I'm going to go ahead and give Speak No Evil a 2 out of 10. Okay, have you seen Speak No Evil? Have you spoken evil? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon, and Gavin